Hello students, chapter 3, uh, plant kingdom. In this video number 5, division, angiosperms. Now, angiosperms are those plants which bear flower and they bear seeds are present inside the fruit. The seeds are covered with the fruit. They are the flower bearing plants. They come under division angiosperms. The smallest plant is Wolfia. You can see over here. This is Wolfia. This is a flower. And the largest tree that covers nearly over 100 meter in height is eucalyptus. This is the eucalyptus tree. Angiosperm is divided into two classes, dicotyledon and monocotyledon. Now, if you see to the difference between monocot and dicot, monocot contains single cotyledon. Mono means one and di means two. So it contains two cotyledons. Talking about the leaves, the monocots, they generally have long and narrow leaves, whereas the dicot has broad leaves. The arrangement of veins, that is known as venation, in monocot is parallel. The veins are arranged parallel to each other. Whereas in dicot, the veins form network. So this is known as reticulate venation. If we see to the vascular bundle in monocot, the vascular bundles are scattered. Whereas in vascular bundle in dicot is in the form of ring. You can see the ring shaped vascular bundles. If you see to the floral part, that is the sepals or petals, they are in 3 or multiple of 3. But in dicot, it is 4 or multiple of 4. So 3 or multiple of 3 in monocot is known as trimerous. 4 or multiple of 4 is known as tetramerous. 5 or multiple of 5 in dicot is known as pentamerous. Now let's talk about the sex organs. You have studied a typical flower in class 10th also. The male reproductive part is the stamen, a typical stamen. A stamen consists of a filament and anther. In the anther produces pollen grains and the pollen grain contains male gametes. The female reproductive part is the pistil, which is divided into 3 parts. The upper part, the stigma, then the style, and last, the swollen part, that is the ovary. The ovary contains ovule, and within the ovule is present the embryo sac. This is a structure of a typical flower where you can see a peduncle. The stalk of the flower is known as peduncle. The receptacle or the thalamus. Then there are green leafy structures, that is the sepal. Then the petals, which is the colorful part of the flower. Then the male reproductive part, that is the androecium. Androecium contains stamens, and the female reproductive part, the pistil or the carpel. Now let us see. I just now told you that within the ovary there is ovule, and within the ovule there is embryo sac. Let us see now the development of the embryo sac. Children, inside the ovule, there is the cells present inside the ovule is known as nucellus cell, and one of the nucellus cell enlarges and is known as megaspore mother cell. Now, the ovule has an opening known as the micropyle, and that side is known as the micropylar end. This megaspore mother cell undergoes meiotic division. After first meiosis, it forms 2 megaspores, which is known as megaspore dyad. And after meiosis 2, it forms 4 megaspore, that is known as megaspore tetrad. In the megaspore tetrad, the 3 megaspores degenerate, that is towards the micropylar end, and the one megaspore remains, which is known as the functional megaspore. The nucleus in the megaspore, functional megaspore, is haploid, and this functional megaspore enlarges and the nucleus divides by mitosis 3 times. By mitosis, children, now it will divide because the nucleus is already haploid, and it divides 3 times to form 8 haploid nuclei. And this is only karyokinesis, that is only a nucleus divides and 8 haploid nuclei are formed. These haploid, 8 haploid nuclei, 3 gets arranged towards the micropylar end, 2 in the center, and 3 towards the other end, which is known as the chalazal end. After this nuclei has been formed, after this the cell wall formation takes place, and towards the chalazal end the 3 cells are formed known as antipodal cell, and towards the micropylar end there are 2 synergid and 1 egg cell. Together these 3 cells are known as egg apparatus, and the center there is a big cell known as a central cell. This central cell contains 2 polar nuclei. So this stage of the embryo sac, you call it as 7-celled and 8-nucleated stage. 7 cells, see, 3 cells towards the chalazal end, antipodal, 3 towards the micropylar end, that is the egg apparatus, that is 6, and the 7th one is the central cell, and the central cell has 2 polar nuclei. So 7-celled, 8-nucleated stage it is. Now, this embryo sac is present within the ovule, and the ovule is present inside the ovary. Now, you can see over here. Now, what happens is pollination takes place, and the anther, what is pollination? That is transfer of anther from a transfer of pollen grain from anther to stigma. Now, once this pollen grain reaches the stigma, it develops a pollen tube, and the pollen tube contains 2 male gametes. You can see over here 2 black structures, 2 male gametes. This pollen tube enters the ovule through the micropyle. One of the male gamete fuses with the egg cell, and this fusion results in zygote formation, and this fusion is known as syngamy. The second male gamete, which is there in the pollen tube, fuses with the 2 polar nuclei. You can see the arrow over here. It fuses with the 2 polar nuclei to form endosperm, and this fusion is known as triple fusion. Now, children, because fertilization is taking place twice in an embryo sac. One is syngamy, another is triple fusion. Therefore, this fertilization is known as double fertilization. Now you can see this is the life cycle of an angiosperm. Whatever you have studied, you can see over here. This is actually a mustard plant where you see this is the female reproductive part. That is the pistil. This is the male reproductive part. The female reproductive part, the megaspore mother cell, and it finally forms the embryo sac. The anther produces pollen grains. The pollen grain contains 2 male gametes. These male gametes the ovule, enter the ovule through the micropyle, and fusion takes place. Zygote is being formed. This zygote divides to form the embryo, and the embryo then finally develops into a sporophyte. So this is the life cycle of angiosperm. So in this video, we have studied the salient features and the life cycle of angiosperm. And the next video, you'll be seeing the alteration of generation. Thank you.